I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I take this obligation freely,
that I take this obligation freely,
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion, and that I will well and faithfully discharge
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
the duties of the office on which I am about to enter.
the duties of the office on which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God. So help me God. It's a privilege to be asked to serve my country in this office, and I stand here tonight truly honored and humbled. Thanks also to the Senate for giving its consent to my appointment. I am grateful for the confidence you have expressed in me, and I pledge to you and to the American people that I will discharge my duties to the very best of my ability. Tirelessly to support me through this process. Your stamina is remarkable, and I have been the beneficiary of it. The confirmation process has made ever clearer to me one of the fundamental differences between the federal judiciary and the United States Senate. And perhaps the most acute is the role of policy preferences. It is the job of a senator to pursue her policy preferences. In fact, it would be a dereliction of duty for her to put policy goals aside. By contrast, it is the job of a judge to resist her policy preferences. It would be a dereliction of duty for her to give in to them. Federal judges don't stand for election. Thus, they have no basis for claiming that their preferences reflect those of the people. This separation of duty from political preference is what makes the judiciary distinct among the three branches of government. A judge declares independence not only from Congress and the President, but also from the private beliefs that might otherwise move her. The judicial oath captures the essence of the judicial duty. The rule of law must always control. My fellow Americans, even though we judges don't face elections, we still work for you. It is your Constitution that establishes the rule of law and the judicial independence that is so central to it. The oath that I have solemnly taken tonight means at its core that I will do my job without any fear or favor, and that I will do so independently of both the political branches and of my own preferences. I love the Constitution and the democratic republic that it establishes, and I will devote myself to preserving it. Thank you.
Justice Barrett, as you take your oath tonight, the legacy of our ancestors falls to you. The American people put their trust in you and their faith in you as you take up the task of defending our laws, our Constitution, and this country that we all love. We ask God to give you wisdom and courage. I know you will make us all very, very proud, as long as we are loyal to our founding And to our fellow citizens, America's future will be bright, America's destiny will be great, and America's people will forever and always be free. This is a momentous day for America, for the United States Constitution, and for the fair and impartial rule of law. The Constitution is the ultimate defense of American liberty. The faithful application of the law is the cornerstone of our republic. That is why, as president, I have no more solemn obligation and no greater honor than to appoint Supreme Court justices. On this October evening, and it is so beautiful, the First Lady and I welcome you to the White House to bear witness to history. They're watching right now back home in Indiana. Thank you very much. But I speak to everyone when I say that the Barrett family has captured America's heart. It is highly fitting that Justice Barrett fills the seat of a true pioneer for women. It's Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Tonight, Justice Barrett becomes not only the fifth woman to serve on our nation's highest court, but the very first mother of school-aged children to become a Supreme Court justice. Very important.
Justice Barrett's confirmation, Judge, now Justice Barrett's confirmation, is more than just a point of pride for family back home. It's an affirmation that the timeless values of faith and family and community still matter and still produce somebody who doesn't just represent those values, but also has a deeply rooted sense of fairness.
I am so very proud of her, the way she held herself during this difficult last 2 weeks, her incredible demeanor, her temperance, just extraordinary. And we have witnessed now the fact that a conservative woman can move ahead, not be marginalized by the people on the left, and the fact that we can now push back and say, you know, women can choose to marry who they want to marry, they can choose whatever career path they want to engage in, they can be the mother of 7 beautiful children, they can be a woman of faith. They do not have to march in lockstep with what the Democrats think of as an ideal woman.
We know that part of their frustration was born out of the fact that Justice Barrett would not submit. She would not submit to the women's agenda that the leftists think that a woman has to submit to in order to be recognized as accomplished, as fully female.
Today, President Donald Trump delivered on one of the central promises he made to the American people, to nominate principled constitutionalists to the U.S. Supreme Court. Today, the Republican majority in the United States Senate delivered on one of the principal promises we made to the American people, to confirm principled constitutionalists to the U.S. Supreme Court.
We have now, the Republican Senate in the last 4 years, confirmed 3 conservative justices to the Supreme Court. 3 in the last 4 years. It wasn't until since the time of Dwight David Eisenhower, when he was president, that any president confirmed more. And he was president for 8 years. 52 Republicans just stood up when their names were called and voted to confirm Amy Coney Barrett to the Supreme Court. She is eminently qualified beyond any shadow of a doubt. The majority of Americans, Republicans and Democrats alike combined, believe she should be on the Supreme Court. And I think there's no bearing on what the Democrats would do if they have House, Senate, and President. Even if Ruth Bader Ginsburg had not passed when she did, that was their intention all the way throughout.